Hi again then guys, and welcome to of course another speed tune for Forza Horizon 4, this time for one of the newer hero cars of the franchise. Obviously Forza 7 in particular had this as the hero car, the new Porsche 911 GT2 RS. Now a couple of things that I've done to it, but in particular the engine, purists probably won't like. But anyone who's used my tunes before knows that I don't care about purists, I don't care about purism, it's just about making the car fast. So who cares how you approach that as long as it is fast? And the reason why I say that purists probably won't like it is because it's got a racing V12 engine from Ferrari instead of a Porsche engine. So of course many people probably won't like that. I'd love to actually see someone fit a 6-litre racing V12 into the back of a 911, because I highly doubt that that's actually possible, not without ripping the rear seats out at least. But as far as the resulting specs, it's pretty strong. The top speed is not as strong as some, and it's not quite as high as you might expect it to be, but 0 to 60 is 1.8, 0 to 100 is 3.3, which I would say is more impressive than the 0 to 60. The top speed is good enough. It's good enough for most circumstances at least. It's not going to beat a Koenigsegg anytime soon, but it can definitely take it up against other 911s, and for most circumstances it's quick enough. Now as far as the gearbox, I'd recommend a final drive of 4.3. Then for the individual gears, we've got 2.9, 2, 1.5, 1.18, 0.96 and 0.78. Then for the alignment, we do have all-wheel drive, so I'd recommend neutral, camber and tow, simply because you don't really need it. I've got 4 degrees of caster. Now you could give this one a little bit of camber if you want to, because even with all-wheel drive, it's still a little bit twitchier than you'd typically expect an all-wheel drive car to be, even a converted one. As far as anti-roll, we've got those on 30 and 25, springs on 85, 135, and the lowest ride height, no surprises there. Dampers on 10, 13, 4 and 6. The aero, surprisingly, you cannot adjust, even though you do have the chin splitter and the spoiler, but I would not recommend fitting the racing ones, because you simply don't need them for this kind of racing. I can't recall if you can remove the rear wing. I think you might be able to. If you can, of course, that's down to you. If you can't, then never mind. And as far as the diff, I've gone for 100% on acceleration. You could actually put the deceleration up to 100 as well. Again, test both, see what you prefer. And for the centre split, we've got 75%. Now if you do find it to be a little bit too twitchy, which in particular the twitchiness comes off-road rather than on-road, you could drop it down to say 70% instead of 75, or vice versa up to 80 if you want it to be more nimble. So of course that's down to you. Now the tune is on my storefront, so use the keywords down in the description or use my gamer tag to find it pretty easily. But all that remains is, as usual, of course, to take it in a race to see if it can hit that speed. Now as far as top end speed, I already mentioned it's not quite as strong as some others, and as far as getting to the top speed, it's not quite as quick as others to get there either. We don't quite hit 262 in the video, but I think if you get it even straighter, maybe a more perfect run, you probably could. Under most circumstances, it's quick enough. 260 miles per hour, there's not many places on the map that you can hit that, especially in a car that doesn't accelerate there as quickly as say a hypercar would, but overall, I find the car to be, let's be honest, a little overrated compared to being a hero car on the front of Forza 7. But of course, even it's the cool new thing. So if you want to use the tune, I hope you have a ton of fun with it. You can grab it from my storefront or use it from here. And of course, click here on screen to see all of my other tunes. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.